Hey guys, it's your girl Me-Anie. I'm chiming in right now to give you guys an update on Sylar and to let you know what's going on, where we stand right now. As a lot of you know, if you follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, last week, I think like on the 28th or the 29th, I went to Philly for my aunt's funeral. I posted a video about that. I stayed there for about 10 days and I left on Saturday, and I want to say Monday I got a call from my girlfriend who was watching Sylar here over in Tampa. She was actually in St. Pete, informing me that Sylar stopped walking. So his disc disease started acting up again. He wasn't walking on Monday, so I still had some medicine from the last time he had a flare-up, so we got that to him, and I had her crate him to kind of cut down on the amount of movement that he was going to do. We gave him the medicine, and I had her take him into the emergency room on Wednesday. After speaking to the doctors, I must have been on the phone like all day, over like 20 something calls back and forth between the doctor, the neurologist, and myself. Sylar stayed overnight, so they wanted to keep him overnight because he was dehydrated, and they wanted to monitor where he was as far as the disc disease. I'm looking down because he's like right here in front of me. What I was basically told was his stage right now is worse than it was before. He was either at grade 4 or 5 this time around, and they were telling me that basically he might not be able to walk anymore. He didn't have any kind of deep tissue sensation, meaning if they pinch his paw or anything like that, he didn't pull back from it. So there was no kind of sensation there to indicate to them that, once the inflammation goes down with the medicine that he was taking, he's going to regain control of his leg. That was the information they gave to me. They also was concerned because with his legs not functioning, he wasn't able to control his bladder himself. So the only way he was able to relieve himself is if we express his bladder, and that's by us putting pressure on the bladder and basically forcing the urine out. If you aren't able to relieve your bladder, it can cause a tract infection and possibly burst, and it can be fatal. So that was a concern that they had. Right now, it's a week later, I'm back home, and the night before I came, they sent me a picture of Sylar, and he started kind of licking and gnawing at his fur. So he had about 5 spots where it was just patches of hair missing, and it was raw flesh. It was bigger than a quarter. I didn't want to share the pictures because they made me cry. They had me crying pretty much all night. I'm trying not to be emotional in this video. So I've been back for 2 days now, and his progress, he looks a lot better as far as the rash. It was kind of from him not being able to urinate and the overflow. It was just that the urine that came out was just sitting on his stomach until it was clean. So kind of like diaper rash, when you have a child and you don't clean that diaper as soon as possible, it becomes kind of irritated and inflamed. So that's what was going on with him. When I picked him up, it was really, really red and blotchy. Took him home, I wiped him down that night. I shaved off a lot of the hair on his stomach so I can get to, the little sores and stuff on his stomach, and kind of clean him, keep him nice and dry. Within the next day, it went from a red blotchiness to a pink blotchiness, and right now it's actually much better. It's not red at all, it's not inflamed. I'm just working on getting the little sores that he made along his arms, his legs, getting those all fixed up. So I took him to the regular vet yesterday. They gave him a bath, but they weren't able to shave him down, and that was kind of the purpose I was going in for, to get them to shave him down so I can properly take care of him. So we did that. I brought him home and I shaved him, but the conversation that I had with my vet was basically the same. It was basically the same thing. They said that realistically speaking, the medicine that he's taking right now is probably not going to do anything for his back. He might not be able to walk again. And it's just about making him as comfortable as possible, and just like the quality of life that he's going to have. So he also had to tell me about eventually, if it's something that can't be handled, putting him down. And that, for me, like, that's not even an option, because it's kind of like, if you get into an accident and you hurt yourself, you end up being paralyzed. Like, do you shoot that person, or do you just end the life because they can't walk? And unfortunately, that's what a lot of people are faced with when it comes to animals, because a lot of the care and the help is not there. But I'm kind of like really hoping that we get something out of the medicine, even if it's just him regaining like bladder control. At this point, I'll take anything, because I can't see myself putting him down. He's good though. So he's still a little tired from his medicine. He's on different medicine right now. But I'm also going to look into things that's more natural. Someone told me about glucosamine, and my next door neighbors, they have been really nice. They left me like a long note on my car with different medicines and stuff that they give their dog, because their dog has displaced hip or some kind of hip problem. So that's stuff that I'm going to look into, because he has, he's still alert, he's barking. If he hears the delivery truck outside or someone goes to the door, like, he jumps up. When I walked into the apartment when I got here on Tuesday to pick him up, by the time I got into the house and was able to settle Zora, he like dragged himself out of the cage and halfway across the room to me, because he can only move using his front legs. But I would pick him up now so you guys can see, but bad boy is sleeping. Right, Sally? And you guys know he always want to make his little appearance. Hey. Okay, so he's a little out of it right now. So I'm camped out on the floor with him. I'm laying on the floor, and I'm laying next to him, and he'll paw at me so I can rub his stomach, because he like lays on his back. So he'll paw at me so that I can rub his stomach, and if I stop rubbing his stomach, he'll give me like a minute or two, and then he'll paw at me again like, hey, rub my stomach. So he still knows what's going on. A few people suggested to me, and I kind of like, I cracked down. I didn't share this with you guys either. They also said, like, this is one part that I forgot because I kind of like wiped it out of my memory. They were telling me that, for him, that he needed surgery. And the surgery was going to cost $4,700, and the possibility of him being able to walk again was 50-50. Now, off the bat, I didn't really like the sound of those odds. And the fact that it was like $4,700. What really sucked was, just to get it started, they needed a deposit of $4,200. So my insurance for him is not going to cover it because it was a pre-existing condition. So like, that was totally out of the ooh, this hurts. That was out of the question, because anything that's pre-existing, your insurance, they're not going to cover it. And it kind of sucks because you can't make payments on it. Like, you can't put a certain amount down, put down a certain amount, and go back and make payments. So they want the whole thing in full. So we kind of had to rule that out. Looking into getting him a wheelchair, like I was saying, so he's mobile and he can move around outside. And also, we have a set of appointments set up. To see what we need to do to make him comfortable and not have to put him down, because I can't see myself doing that right now. If it gets to a point where what is going on is more harm than good, and that is the only decision that I have left, then I will have to do it. But I want to, give it the best shot that I possibly can, and try to exhaust my options with this, because like he's a sweet dog. He's a good guy. I think a lot of it has to do with mental and emotional too. I see like he's a lot better. He's really doing better since I've been home. He's doing better since I've been home, and I'm glad to see that happening. But Coco Femme, she and another person, they suggested to me setting up a GoFundMe account. And knowing me, like I hate asking for help. I'm always the helper. So I don't ever know when to sit back and let other people help me. Like I could be going through the door with tons of things in my hands, can't open the door. Someone will be like, oh, can I open the door for you? Do you need help? And I'll say no. Like that's just me. That's how I am. But they were telling me to, go ahead and open up a GoFundMe account and try to, get donations going to kind of help with what's going on and getting the funding that I would need to, help with Sylar. So I did create one. I thought about it very long, very hard, because like I said, it's hard for me to ask for any kind of help. But I did go ahead and I created one on GoFundMe, and it's called Saving Sylar. So I'm going to put a link down below, and if you guys feel like leaving a donation, you can definitely do so. At this point, anything, a nickel, a dime, a penny, anything will be, helpful to get him to a better place. I just, like, I would give anything to, when I came home, to see him, like, run and jump and be excited. Just like when I first walked through the door, like I would have given anything for that. And if I knew that when I was leaving that day, that would have been the last time I saw him walk, I probably wouldn't have left. I'm kind of upset at myself that I didn't take him with me. But this is not going to be a crying fest. Anyhow, I'll leave the information for the GoFundMe account down below, and if you guys feel like leaving a donation, definitely go ahead and do that. Coco Femme, thank you for suggesting that. My cousin Chrissy, thank you for suggesting that as well. And I also want to say thank you to all the people on Instagram and Facebook that have been constantly leaving us messages, praying for, his recovery, my strength, his strength, just to get us in a better place, because all those prayers, like, they mean a lot. Also to the people that reached out to me and shared their stories with me, letting me know, like, what their dogs are going through or what they have been through. Like, those stories really give me faith, and it helps me to realize that I'm doing the best that I can, and that's all that he needs. So I'm gonna cut this because it's turning into a crying fest. But as soon as he's up and alert, I'm definitely gonna do another video for you guys so you can see him, because you guys know, like, he loves being on camera. So I'll get that going for you. Once again, until next time, it is Me-Anie. Keep rising. And thank you guys.